John here with another video. Guys, I've been amazed by one concept recently. What that concept is the influence of your head and your eyes and how that affects the rest of your body. Now, there's been so many techniques that we've been studying here at High Jiu-Jitsu, and they all reveal the same thing, that it's absolutely critical to think about how your head connects with the rest of your body and where your head directs and where your eyes are looking when you're practicing certain techniques. We can talk about this from a movement perspective. First and foremost, we can start to think about just a basic rotational mobility drill, and this is a very nice one. I'm going to use my eyes, I'm going to turn my head, I'm going to look behind myself here one way, and I'm going to look behind myself here the other way. As my chin and my head and my nose comes along, it allows my shoulders to come through. So I'm just one way over to the other side. Okay? Now, if I was to just look at you and do this, that's as far as I go. And then I start to feel crunches in my neck and my spine, and I'm hindered. I can't go any further. And if the goal is to go further, then I turn my head. Same thing happens when we're doing these mobility arm drills, and these are really important, really nice. What I want to do is I want to use my eyes and I want to look at my finger. I look at my finger and I come around. I come up, I look at my finger and I come around here. And then again, that's a very different movement relative to just this one. There and here. Okay? So, we can talk about that from a jiu-jitsu point of view right now. Mr. Taryn, bring it in. One way we can think about this is if Taryn comes into the guard, and Taryn's trying to wrap me up in his tricky closed guard, and he's trying to break my posture down. So when he's trying to break my posture down, if I'm looking at him, okay, and I'm trying to fight him, and he pulls me down, my head is geared down. My chin comes to my chest, and I'm looking down here, okay? And if that happens, then all of my body's already coming down. So it's not going to take much for Taryn to bring his knees in, and then to start pulling me down here. So what I want to do is, yes, for sure, keep good posture. Okay, I can be on my active toes here. My knees are coming into my hands are connected, but I'm also looking forwards, because now if Taryn starts to pull me forwards, then there's no way I'm going to go, because from my thoracic to my cervical spine, I have length, and I'm geared that way, not down. If I turn and I bring my head forward, that becomes so much easier. Okay, so if I look forward, if I look down, it becomes easier. If I look forward, it's going to become a lot harder for you to get pulled. So don't look at your opponents in this position. Don't look at your work, okay? Another situation, Taryn's on his back. And this is a submission. Taryn, you might want to turn this way. Yeah. Keep your head that way. Nice. And behind that red line. So bring your head that way.
Right.
There you go. So, from this position, guys, this is a Kesagatame arm lock, and this is something that I always used to get, but people used to tap from a neck crank, and I didn't know why. I was looking for the arm. I didn't want to get a neck crank. I don't like cranking Taryn's neck. So what I was doing, this is the Kesagatame position. I have an overhook over this arm, and now what I want to do is I use my right toes to bring my hips up, to bring my leg over his head. Okay, sure, my heel comes to my knee right here, but if I want to get this arm bar, what tended to happen was I was pulling on his head, and I was just cranking on his head too much, and that wasn't nice. So what I'm going to do here now is as I'm underhooking this arm, I'm turning around here, and now I can bridge my hips in. Arm bar, Taryn, or neck crank?
Arm bar.
Definitely arm bar right there, and I can feel it, because my hips come all the way through his arm. If I'm here, I'm trying to bring my hips in, but I can't go any further. And again, it's because of my head. Always think about that, guys. Always consider your head. So turn away, and now I have so much more range with my hips. We can talk about this till the cows come home. Thanks, Taryn. There's so many things that are influenced by where your head is. And a lot of the times, if you're looking at your work, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing the technique a disservice. So go back, study, think about some techniques and some situations where if you put your head in a different position, that would improve the situation. Thanks, Taryn. Thank you, guys. Us.